If you've been scrolling through endless lists of massage chairs, weighing the hype against the price tag, and still feel stuck wondering which one actually lives up to the promise, you're not alone. I was in that exact spot last month. My back was screaming after a new home office setup. My knees were sore from daily jogs, and the idea of a spa every week sounded like a dream I couldn't afford. I decided to take a deep dive into the VEVOR 4D+3D full-body massage chair because it kept popping up in the best for home roundups, and I wanted to see if the tech-heavy claims translated into real relief. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest question most of us ask is whether this chair can actually replace a few monthly spa visits. The VEVOR model tries to do that with a blend of airbag compression, rollers that move in 4 dimensions, and a built-in heat function for the feet and calves. In practice, I used it 3 times a week for 2 weeks straight, once after a long day of video calls, once after a weekend hike, and once after a 10-hour road trip. Each session lasted about 20 minutes, which is the sweet spot for me. Long enough to feel the muscles unwind, short enough not to feel like a time sink. The most noticeable strength is the 4D+3D roller system. Unlike basic chairs that only glide up and down, these rollers actually adjust their pressure and angle as they travel along your spine. On my lower back, the chair sensed the tighter spots and increased intensity automatically, which felt like a therapist's hands finding the knots without me having to press any buttons. The AI voice control added a surprising layer of convenience. You can simply say, "Increase intensity," or switch to foot massage, while you're already settled, and the chair complies without you needing to fumble with the remote. For anyone who hates fiddling with menus after a stressful day, that hands-free option is a genuine time saver. Heat therapy on the Footrest is another practical perk. The chair's foot and calf module extends up to 7.2 inches, which means it can accommodate larger shoes or even a pair of slippers. When I activated the heat, it warmed the calves evenly, easing the lingering fatigue from a hill run. The heat isn't just a gimmick. It stays at a comfortable, consistent temperature for the full 20-minute cycle, which is helpful if you're using the chair as a post-workout recovery tool. I found that after a session, my calves felt looser and the soreness was noticeably reduced the next morning. Now, let's talk about the yoga stretch feature. VEVOR markets this as a way to gently elongate the spine and hips while you sit. I tried the gentle stretch program after a day of sitting in front of a computer. The chair slowly extended the backrest and raised the footrest, creating a subtle arch that mimicked a low-intensity yoga pose. It didn't replace a full yoga session, but it was enough to give my hips a mild release and break up the stiffness that builds up from desk work. If you're already into yoga, think of this as a supplemental stretch you can do while you catch up on a podcast. On the downside, the chair's footprint is sizable. Even with the compact mode, it occupies roughly the space of a small sofa, so you need a dedicated spot in your living room or a spare bedroom. I measured the clearance in my apartment and realized I'd have to rearrange a coffee table and a bookshelf to fit it comfortably. If you live in a tight studio or plan to move the chair around frequently, this could be a deal breaker. Additionally, while the rollers are relatively quiet, the airbag system does produce a faint hissing sound during the compression cycles. It's not loud enough to be disruptive, but if you're a light sleeper and plan to use it late at night, you might want a pillow or a small white noise machine nearby. Control simplicity is a mixed bag. The TFT touchscreen looks sleek and offers a visual overview of each program, yet the menu hierarchy can be a little deep for first-time users. I spent a few minutes navigating through massage body part intensity before settling on my favorite preset. Once you find the routines you like, the AI voice commands make future adjustments a breeze, but there's definitely a learning curve if you're not comfortable with tech-heavy gadgets. From a value for money perspective, the VEVOR chair sits in the mid to high range of home massage chairs. It's not the cheapest option on the market, but the combination of 4D+3D rollers, AI voice control, and the stretch module gives it a broader feature set than many competitors at a similar price point. If you calculate how often you'd otherwise pay for a 60-minute professional massage, say, $80 per session, using the chair twice a week could pay for itself in roughly 6 months. That math only holds if you actually use it regularly. Otherwise, the upfront cost feels heavier. Who should consider buying this?